Great, great. That's very powerful. So my other question is, now you are gradually entering into Liberia. My other question is, of all the countries in Africa, I know you heard your friends say, why Liberia? Why not South Africa? Why not Guinea? Why not Nigeria? But you decided to go to Liberia.
Those friends I was also traveling with, they were well-educated people, just GHS and all those things. So they just thought, there will be a lot of constructions over there.
Okay.
So even if we get there, maybe we work like a month or 2 or 3 months, we can raise money, and then we'll go to the US. They just fought war in China, US, they are going to pour money over there to do massive construction. So there will be an inflow of cash.
Yeah.
So that's why we're motivated to choose Liberia, to go to Liberia.
So when you go to Liberia and then you called, you said it took about a year before you even informed, especially your dad, that you are in Liberia. Well, what did he say?
He didn't say it because of his condition.
Yeah.
And all those things. And so because
I was thinking at that time he might be wondering where you are, and he might be searching for it.
Because of his condition, and then apart from that, he had a problem, the eye problem. In fact, he sold almost a lot of properties. Because he used to have a plantation farm at What Society. There's a place called Bratcher. We used to go there. We come on holidays, something to go there. So we used to have a pickup. So we go there and harvest the palm nut, and then people come and buy it. But then later, when all those problems came, all those things you have to sell all those things, going from hostel, from place to place, spend money. So later on, it's like financially, it was down. Only had that land over there, a very big land that I would do that time. Have dam, other things. So later on, he has also converted to Christianity.
Okay.
Full Christian that time. So Nairobi said, well, I pray that all may go well with you.
Okay, so at that time you had to write him a letter.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a phone call. So you had to write him a letter that this is where you are.
He also sent me a letter. He said, okay, but I wish that you can come back and then we'll find ways and means to go back to secondary school, because I really want you to go higher in education. I want you to go to university. So I wish that you can come back, go to secondary school, then you can go to university. And looking at my age, and I also used to money at that particular time in Monrovia.
At that time, you had been exposed to money.
Yeah,
so
getting some dollars or all those things, because like USD is a legal tender over there. So sometimes somebody will come and charge you, bring about 3, 4, 5 shoes to you. After you show you something, give $5 or $10.
That's big money.
And they are very in terms of money. I mean, they are very generous.
Okay.
So come back and then come and start life. Come and go to school. It wasn't on my mind at all.
Especially looking at how you struggled in your high school days before dropping out, and now you thinking of going back to.
It wasn't on my mind at all. I've started life, excuse me to say, I have a fiancé, all those things. Coming to Ghana, knowing who my father, very strict, and all those things. And my father, interesting things that my father became a Christian. He was so committed to extend that he didn't even entertain worldly music in the house.
Wow.
No worldly music. He said I shouldn't play worldly music.
And before it wasn't like that.
Before it wasn't like that.
Do you think the condition that he developed later on might have caused it, or he actually, sometimes we go into some circumstances that then we begin to ask ourselves questions, or he actually made the decision, or somebody ministered to him, or how did that happen?
Yeah, somebody ministered to him. There is an elder called Elder Adi. The Adi is supposed to be, he should have been the chief for Accra Shalaja.
And one thing I like, let me say before you, is your ability to recall those dates and names, and it means that you are really brilliant. You're very well in 3 years because your ability to recall all those dates, even though it's not you, it was about your father, but you could recall who spoke to him. I mean, you were recalling the names of apostles, names of your friends, and we'll come to your friends and what happened in Liberia. So how?
So Daddy spoke to him. invited him to Church of Pentecost at the time. And gradually, he became so serious, and then we all got baptized and started going to church. Became a deacon, later an elder, a presiding elder. And he became so committed to God. The whole day, 24 hours, you can hear him singing, especially those old Pentecost. And then I wondered that particular time, when he became converted to Christ, he was so happy, even at the time that he used to work. Because I remember when we used to work when we come on holidays, drinking champagne with reading newspaper, playing music, those Cool and the Guns, Lionel Richie, Don Moore, those Philip Collins. So, but then later, when he became a Christian, he was so committed. For prayer, fast and prayers and all those things. Every Friday, he used to fast and pray. And then, but I remember something when I went to Ghana 2001 to a village and we had a conversation. And then I asked him, I said, because I'm a very inquisitive person, I always want to know the mistakes people make so that I can learn from.
And that's the very essence.
So I went to him, then I said, for the man, what is the greatest achievement or what you can boast of in your life?
It's a huge question.
You can look back and say that you have achieved, or you can feel so fulfilled in life. So he took me, there is a village at Awutu side called Bantama. And then Bantama is a place that they have these gods over there.
Okay.
And then those days, by 6 o'clock in the evening, you don't pound fufu over there. So the god said, the pounding of the fufu, the noise, can irritate the gods. And then no church over there in that particular place. So when I went, 2021, he took me to where Church of Pentecost, a building at the office. Then he said, he showed me his name in the plaque. He said, this is my name. He said, this is the greatest thing I can boast of. I've contributed to the kingdom building. He said, by here, you know the story. Nobody could say, when we were building this church, we went through a lot of attacks, sicknesses and other things. I said, through prayers that we were able to stand strong, God was able to strengthen us to build this church. So this is the greatest achievement. I said, but what about you? I said, but you went to Russia, school over there, you became a pilot, all those. What about all those who are flying to countries and everything? What about that? He said, no. He said, if I had been a pilot, I would have died. But he said, I'm a farmer, but look at my age. Now, when I went that time, my father was 89 years of age.
Wow.
So then he told me.
And he still has his sight.
He still has his sight. Yeah, he can use the glasses and other things to read. So then he told me, he said, the essence of being in Christ is a package, good health, long life, everything in it. And he said, I've gone through 2 times operation. I have kidney problem, I have pressure, I have low sugar, but I'm still alive.
Wow. Somebody gets it and within the next 2 minutes.
And he's 93 years now.
93. Wow. So, how did you travel to Liberia? Was it by road or then? Which year was it?
When we went to the first time that was 2023.
2003, you mean?
We went to Ivory Coast.
Okay.
We came back. Okay, it was 2022. We went to Ivory Coast.
Okay. 2002.
We missed the way. So the money got finished. So we went to one place.
So you went by road?
By road.
Through Ivory Coast?
Yeah, through Ivory Coast.
Okay.
We went short. So we didn't know the road. So later we end up at Taboo. There's a place, they share border with Liberia.
Okay.
We couldn't make it because there's a river over there called Kavala River. They say cross that river was dangerous, so we have to come back. When we came back to San Pedro, we didn't have money. So we just have to go to where they have the seaside. At the seaside, we have this Ghanaian fishermen, so we will explain our problem to them. So they give us money to go back home.
Okay.
So we went back home. After we went back home, we just have to mobilize ourselves.
Came back to strategize.
Then we Then we went to the Liberian camp.
Okay.
When they inquire, we went to the Liberian camp, they have cars over there going to Liberia. So that's how we just pay our money. Okay. And then we travel at the street cars. There were these Ghanaians over there, Joe and Manquire.
So that is it, Bujumbura. They had vehicles there going to Liberia.
Yeah, straight, even up to now.
So at first you wanted to go on your own.
So we didn't know.
So you went through Ivory Coast, and then you went to where the river is, and you realized that no, this is a no-go area. So you have to come back.
Yeah.
So you went to the Ghanaian fishermen.
Yeah, and they gave us money to go back to Ghana.
And you came back to sit down and re-strategize. And how did you hear that there is a vehicle?
There is somebody who told us that we should go to Liberia camp. There are cars over there going to Liberia.
Okay.
This Ghanaian charter man over there. So we went there and then we find out and then it was true.
Wow.
So we just have to go and then we went back and then we mobilized, got money. Then when we paid the money and then we went to Liberia by the straight car. And we got to Monrovia. The picture was completely different from what we have been.
I was going to ask. So, do you remember how much you paid since you came? Do you remember how much you paid from Liberia from Ghana to Liberia?
It was $75. Yeah, $75.
$75. Yeah, that might have been huge money then. Yeah, 2002.
Yeah, because I remember I went to one of my uncles, was a director of Feeder Rose at Kopodia. So I went to him, Uncle James. I just spoke to him quite recently. He didn't know, so I told
2002, I was just like 8-10 years and thereabout.
Yeah, so I just spoke to my uncle recently that you can be my masters. And he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." I said, "But do you remember the money you give me 100,000 cities at that particular time?" I said, "Yes." I said, "But through that money has ended me here." So I said, "Thank you." So he was so happy.
Yes, so viewers, you see, you are being entertained. I told you this man has a wealth of experience, and I just want to remind you, this is the Inspired Journey Show on YouTube, and we are also on all the other social media platforms. Just subscribe, follow us, and share the link to your friends, family members to also watch and learn something from this. Our aim is to discover the stories and help you reflect on these stories as we are currently doing and be inspired by these stories. So, Mr. George, you almost entered there. So now you've paid $75. Even now, $75. Ghana cedis will be huge. And I'm just thinking about 25 years ago, $75. Did you pull the money together or?
No, I went to my uncle.
Okay, so it was your uncle who gave you that money?
100,000 cities at that time. I have to go other places and give me some money.
And did you tell him what you were going to use the money for?
I told my uncle that I was going to Libya.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to Monrovia because he wouldn't have given me the money.
You okay?
I told him I was going to Libya. I have one or two friends, so they said I should come. They will help me to get to Europe. He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "So." He said, "How much you want?" So he gave me the 100,000. So I came. We're also doing construction at Odoko, all those places. I was able to add it on.
Yeah. You have huge expectations. Now you've managed, after going to Ivory Coast and all of these up and downs, you've managed to get vehicle, or let me say a bus to Liberia. Now you are in Liberia. What was the first feeling like?
When we got to Monrovia, I didn't know anything, but I remember we passed through the port. The port is not far, the seaport, the harbor is not far from the road. So then I saw ships over there. So I told my friends, "Oh, tomorrow
what will be taking us to?
Tomorrow we'll go then and we'll inquire, we'll find out." So I was so excited as I saw the ships. I said, "Oh, Mr. Jamin." I said, "Oh, everything will come to fruition."
Yeah.
So the next day I told one or two people, "So take him to the port." They said, "Just wait." So about 3 or 4 days, a week after, later we went to the port. So I saw a Ghanaian over there who works over there as one of the big F1 shipping company, Denko. So I said, "I want to talk to you." It's another time. So after some time, we'll go there, see the ships. As soon as you go there, you see the ships, you'll be happy. But then the way, so we'll find out that later now, all those expectations and other things, started evaporating. You say, "I'm not going to realize this."
So when you go, you see the ships, people are working there.
Yeah.
But you don't even know who to go to and where and even inquire.
To talk to all those things. So,
but your aim is to go to America. You are not there to stay in Nigeria at all.
So things started becoming a bit difficult. But then one of my aunties who I met over there, she used to bake bread at that time. So we ended up baking bread, helping her to bake. But then later after baking, nothing. So we ended up doing construction. After the construction to also nothing. They don't pay much. So there was this day I went to a stranger uncle at 24. At that time I spent almost like 6 months, Mr. J from Abetifi. So when I went to him, he said, "Boat, Jimmy Papa and Coco will be in Mammy." He gave me this opanka. And I went to call just now, met some Ghanaian guys over there, Jofi from Kumewu, Fiko Kwantebusa, Then I met almost like a cousin of mine after so many years. So after
they were all in Liberia.
Yeah.
But when you were going, you didn't. I mean, at that time, no phones.
You know, one of my friends, Samuel Asante, also from Kobubuatin, from Kofodia. So I met this couple of Ghanaians over there, like a center.
At this point, where were they? How many did you travel? I mean, when coming from Ghana the first time, you were 3.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, where were they?
They started doing construction. Everybody started finding their way.
Yeah. Because we are doing there. Like US and yeah.
A call Johnson, Jam Quam Pabwan, the Comma me uncle, later on a jam, veteran of Jana Cotom and Jabon Comasana. Later on, Macubium Fanny Fico.
Yeah.
Go where you Usum Contebusa, Nancy Cry out after me. Into Usum Contebusa, no see, Aquasi. Yeah, but not in China, yeah, young was shine. The Jam Cotanta Fico in Chant, Fico Timachi, and I'm so him. Me shining for one, be a $5 billion and I'm this canamano. This is how I could do the Roman sketch from Goodity. My interesting thing is, one day, and a Madame Fubaku, Naples is here, Naples, the Amponsa, Fitichima. Many so close. Amponsa, so young coaching. The band of Ficus, you know, we have a human time, but can a palm for Quajumano. Most of the time, Satan was shine Pabua, yeah. And you may be in a coaching kakra. Papa Fico say, me coaching man can't tell you medi.
Hey, it's if one with you, Sam, we hear you. Share, Unima, shoe shine. Where you ready? What you have your office?
I was in my crown to go to a very controversial person, but yeah, I mean, a part of life.
Yeah. You know, where you ready? Because also now who was specific number be a shiny. A day and as a Wendy.
I say, me travel. Yam funny.
But one son permission.
Man,
shine.
I no more restaurant to be on the do you know what
yeah.
More steps into you and what quadaho. Theatre to a remember. And I'm just okay and coaching a cranny. A ban of Fico Solia were whom you hope. No, say, I was coin you, which I was coin. Was I consider upon some of the material for $1 was ah. I was your baby to my swim, said a city here. Because you were the Minoti, I won't cram me, say, cram me, you and you be bank or bed, and you were the and a jam from for the Jeff, a particle chop.
Yeah, you were the free tuition.
Because okay, it's Yano. Why, you are listening a punishment in Inton. This year now be suspended for 1 week.
Okay, from
I sack him to suspension.
And at that time, you see, we are as a yes, but at that time, that was like a lifeline for you. And no, now who did that's no now who survive also. It is a you were there. It means a lot at that time. No, I suspended kakra no hell.
Suspended.
Come so bedo kakra.
Until later I me imagine okay, me so cry and come top polish arbitration. Me so minimum no watch or kakra. And I come say me your migration actually because I brought those days na migration or much am for. No migration actually.
So be jina dwuma fi.
Me so also ni ma for. Yes, I'm a trans, may run to me 1 week suspension. And a later I was reinstated. And a jack, and we boss for Yaduma.
We see how easy. You see, it's any I can say sometimes I've been saying this, you see somebody being successful elsewhere and you think that that's all. Recently I heard there's this Ghanaian businessman who did a birthday. Or can say, or when you can crown with me, worship plates be 8,000 for a year now. And in fact, I disagree with those people because everybody has a story. And I think I know God will take you somewhere. You will be rich one day. And I know when you are telling your story, you will say, now we should it is true. And that's what you are sharing. Maybe,
yeah. You know, auntie, I can't be boy, auntie, I feel shushan, I feel missing Beijing. To many a day, they tell auntie, a ban say, a jofi, on a fukume. Yeah. I'm called Ganem, say one of the years in Canada come back with a short shadow, sweaty, etimating. When you am for him. A jofi in a near fee. Not those days, not so age, you be a mensa. And or this rich guy,
Mm.
Pania Tobacco, a bad men's papa, not very rich.
Yeah.
Do not Pania Tobacco into most of Kumu for no way tomorrow. Indeed, a Joe, you know, about one day also, I am done for Ghana by a balabera in front of boat. Watching a chatana. A banner, show. A Joe Fire call a Bera Campo. And also, show be your colabera, not the new picture my boat. No, see me couldn't, no, see minimum of our call junction. No, show me pesa with me couldn't buy. No man is car transportation. It also a boat to buy no see offer. Picture near we na de breme. I'm from Bohima. Or say I am a Bohima buy, I'm a buy no. We buy no see, men found corner or mammy no call London. Don't discount say, I'm man say, I'm the found call. Don't buy from a company this kind of money. And I say, Joffy, a boy one. Joffy corner. And I'm a man is car. And not Tony. The center home mammy.
No, so yes, you make.
Also, yes, you make on the near. The Joffy cannot turn.
Auto business.
Let me turn the center. To me turn the center and if you couldn't be as Argentina, is your Martin home. I say Argentina is a Martin Virginia. You say, many years you are maybe telling to customers in me.
Oh, no,
and to me quite different places.
Some say on why he see you.
Yeah, me quite different places. Customers.
They say on why he see you now. Boy, man, they say I've been
into me corner.
The same lane.
The same lane. Into me corner have a problem. Some of for me because no teach it. To my bad new face. And
in business, I know very soon we'll get some business people here to come in. In business, you see, if you come to this part of the world, we'll shop will be no. Now, Bruni, I can say any day, and only Janako will be a big gate, no chill, baby. But here before, should I can't no, acquire boss of the children. It's because also do any my now, why your man microphone now, no more feeling, no more.
Nti Shushan that be Shushan me ya na me see o pese me try slow way. Ti me konya man be la be ni man we mo port obi dem ko kire no from Mr. Topa na ya makoma niska. Maniska no see o mentwen
obo waship.
Obo machine. Mentwen nti na makoma niska ma twen see o. No say no de me akọ port wo ti bia me akọ ship no. Nti eja ya ship na e cho jechem down say bia ha na obe share say ni apie. See, I will conducive into another time. Or Jimmy Sick this we shall miss no way. I didn't have the idea of me. Until later on, after Shushan, one day, okay, in between the Shushan and one day, Madame for be on Nigeria, but because of breast is here, or your mental health, and second of graduate here, precious somewhere in Nigeria for. See, because of Nigeria and I'm be share, and some show. On person call Morocco, na the Rural Spain. Na mekwa na nam see yes mekọ. Dizata ma gades kakakra. Ana eja me di omachi. Tienso yakọ nam sa Mali ko wura Mauritania. Ko wura Mauritania fe ne say no way. E say san achi na nso iska besan e fra be do Mali be strand of Mali. Nti na say me sa far way means biom. E sa come back to Liberia. Esako started
with I went to
Esako started life back to life again.
O company no o di jaman.
Me kon company madam for be so.
O de wan ton.
Man ton me madam for be so.
A good decision I make no to kwa na say. O wetin akọjọ ade.
Ante me ba pe na onso no. Because e go say me ba na onso wonya good adwuma bi of bush onso kwa na jam kwaje made.
Oh okay.
The one of my boss,
Mali no na boss hustle na yes
back to Liberia. The one I'm boss and I feel when I'm coming down. Now my boss Shushan me try connection, me try say no way. After some years. But school something by now man be child of University of Liberia Selonian. I'm from SK Kamara. My master's called University of Ghana. Later on, be assistant minister, assistant minister, Ghana, which is director. The Baminche did in common. The Obama said, "You are so young. Why can't you go to school? You go to school. You can't be Shushan forever. Shushan forever. It's okay. After to go to school, I didn't have YS certificate. How will I go to school?" And then, when I'm Madame for a couple, I said, "Okay." Just school some no year, but say about the place school time me say near there. And traboy. Na man or taba. One swimming crans and school. The honor jam is cosity like cosity na me trebi fairly. So cosity for second time. Second time no, and then so me try about at least English in your D.
It's no. Why now study?
I'm studying on my own.
No classroom tutelage. And also, wow.
Team coach as a private candidate.
Wow.
Team trade in English in D. And I'm medical school. I'm say library school before we go university. Say we entrance examination, aptitude test, mathematics and English. Team no. And I'm so me try, but now my grades wasn't too a. Tinaga ni bi so child on so alcohol so I'm from Alex na boa me. And I'm room no say okay. My score no was above average, aptitude test no, but I can still enroll. But the English me I have to retake it again before I can get my degree. But then the core school no. Now because of difficulties and hardship, you see, nyame said the nyame yena sometimes you will not understand. School now me started say me bread because me go school abano. I say me go school anapa. Me go time me ba na wi aba 3 mu ya de me be transition me nya hwe.
Yeah, because anapa no so na business ni jina.
Me nya hwe nti na say me jai. Na me jai shoe shine. Ti me jai shoe shine boy bia so me go share no school no. Ana o ma me loan kakra. To ma me loan kakra na fe me started say me de me ba ko ma say me fam pabo asa me so me to. Timpa started.
Not the foul Ghana at the call Liberia.
Timba tell me the idea that come. Maybe I'm a fashion short cut because of the school. Timpa one say boom or say menyeska. But every day I can say I acknowledge I made a lot of mistakes in life and I've learned from it. Until when I feel a massive near there so then home bed resume.
Sikaba honsem de enye izo.
Afi start say me ye masse afi. Me say me pe makoko.
Me godfather me ka tell me say he any be any nyansa. We here in our plans. Me neskapa. Me save we na we are to her and we are mama me. To me the man and say nya ya na ni nyina I evaporate it. How my girls and so bad.
I feel Marco Corner, them so Marco Corner. Now at the same time, I'm Mrs. Card, or to do a once I go phone. Tell my box, I'm Mrs. Card.
They say, even if from what you are saying, you know, it's all starting export and import. No,
you're not going to see Ghana, Madam Papa Ghana, Mrs. Card.
What sense says, they say, even with that, look, I come to me, I am.
Now, life I started saying a matter small text, I like Chevy and so you, Mamma. No.
Pick
oh, now pick at least no life in your
daughters of Eve. Oh, but I tell from franchise. It's to see. One. Yeah, mistake.
Yeah, me mistake. Until I have not dressing, I'm dressing.
Yes.
Dressing a chain, yeah, the Pabwe combination.
What Jack company? There's a one good beautiful from shoe shine to export and import. To now forex.
Let me say, Liberian were very quaint.
Liberian
Uko to do. Said they are Okagaga from the 22nd at the same thing to be
also to honor $1 kakra to be banned up.
Tina Massam idea. Massam and
also Pisca and it's chilling.
I'm Cassam Kofa gave them from the saber. That was my downfall. That was like a death nail in my life.
Oh, no, yeah. Or Liberian or Nigerian. The man I find
Ghana for
as I said, what's the same?
Yeah, I just say no free. I'm sorry, you have to attend Kotoku.
Oh, Kotoku Mikro.
Michiano Liberia. Misanshi another idea about also free Wuniba.
Cash.
And I'm Misanshi another.
Oh, then kind.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, you into originally. Which is a good experience. Like you say,
you downfall by and everything started going down.
Wow.
Everything started going down.
Liberian.
Very beautiful girl. So me penasa. I know me penasa no so of kukuru kama. Until you be say me am the man. And you know everything started going down.
Company no.
I feel but do sometimes I feel me saying that for me texting I didn't be a for me see and when you focus on your mind and your form. That is why I realize yes,
it's true.
I experienced that.
You will be a fan from zero, you can get to that bit. Also from where you are, be negative.
Until we do sometimes I feel maybe the access bank card. Access bank the first one, 600. Yeah. No, access bank, my dad for them cushion was school no access bank. The first one I'm 600. The second one I'm no my mom said 900. Third one I'm $1,006.
Let's say tycoon no muna na ka wo kono. Ka grab almost have no bill have ko China farm boani ade.
You know, but
abenu ni nyina.
Yeah, me danyame ase say in all things no sisi amabehu nyame. And
that's the most important.
Esi ya me danyame ase say me nyame ase say at least mabehu nyame tintim wo nyame mu. And then I am manage. Until me better access bank can me $1,600. Access bank so no more me nimpe.
Maybe I'm talking about one.
Baby, I'm a tea. We fear baby.
Oh, okay.
Not distant from access bank. Until to get to me, I was very easy for them. And I've missed me yes can into Miss Mochel and Costco. Miss Costco at the same time, Hotel the school fees are minyantia. And no time at the most difficult time in my life was 2012, 2013, 2014. That was the most difficult time in my life.
2012,
2013,
2014.
Sometime in school. I'm not chilling. Until we can't say school one day, no, Nigerian professor, not political science. I tell me this political philosophy. Very brilliant man, very, very brilliant. He one know whom I say George. Share me dressing I don't say much as a particular time because now everything has gone downward.
Confess now we should too.
Everything has gone down. I mean, Pagua Bakwa Michelle School now. But the asset bank coming to you, and then coming to me. I mean, say maybe everything has gone from negative.
And then now we should yeah, those pictures in the
pictures may be on phone.
I said, the bed, she confirm say, yeah, we should to. Yeah, you producer, I had GB now. You fancy shame, none confirm, say, yeah, boss, on easy.
Nigerian professor, no one will catch him, say, George, poor man's son, you have to narrate your book.
Yes, so more
my parents never tell me back class sometimes or class now business and finance forum maybe you may pay abundance you have not paid your school fees your name to get out. You're not afraid me or from saying it back.
Just obina we see
yeah, I see.
And I'm interested we see people. I just one person.
Yeah, even you know, when a son Nigerian professor of your mom become addicted to reading.
Okay.
Addicted to reading, you know, I started reading anyhow like a madman, buying books. Until sometimes when you mean scrap, when you be Kogan and I say, will be at a book, mommy. And I said, sometimes we'll be changing my book. Because, not first and foremost, because I knew I had a gap, no high school.
It may be some relationship aspect, no. And no call for more. What happened? If you say you because you go for you made a good point, sir. Maybe our Bible how we share now. Obey to me from zero to hero. Be to me from hero to zero. And no call for no. When who depend be a man?
And then my call from the band is a time and never call from no. Now, meaning now, or fear, intimate anti-sotifia. See me anti put to pressure because me anti would have been very difficult for me to get rid of her. Because now me pen
so that's what's about.
And to me auntie I didn't see her one day. To me auntie one day. Okay, get me pay and one day let me pay baby. Until me such a sign and me say I say crado. A draw a share panase. Omede amotuntum mad wo TV. It actually la lock na share panase.
Eh, why would you be my friend? Why no? Mekai.
Yeah, a share panase. Until now, me sure be say okay. Let me pay ska. Akoto bibi. Yes, can you me?
So
until me check.
Last hour be she baby.
Me check na the bag, me ladies bag. Until me check it bag, me go say drone bag. Go say shame. Until when I'm coming out to a
that's what it's true.
Yeah, I'm coming out to catch me auntie Santi.
To Saturday, I carry out here.
Debbie. Me now for can me now for in na yakasa.
Oh, me not come once a man.
Me now for in auntie. Me now for in that is like they isolated me at that particular time.
Oh, ma be the uncle. Some of them be the uncle. There's a waka.
Nti me ante me ante na me ante say, "Eh, see, wow, me say mujayo."
No crana won sam.
Debbie.
Sa de no nya wo.
Nti me ante na dey na see from us no. Nti one day me ante friend us say na. I don't want to see you in this house here. No crana me ante me twa me ante kwa ya kasa.
Me say they are for when so no won tell you.
Nti me ka say me ante na pama no ma no call. Nti one day me was am me ante na to e bon komo sa no buy. Me ante so huge. The oba se ban of frames up so humi. The me sole na me ante so sole no fan o yini mpaboa. Ase we be ma tu na free ha. The mpaboa bi jija woni so.
Humi bi agu ani so na fi kwa da ayira free go kra.
Ase me bo sakra ya o platu na free ha. Nti na fi na me ante kaja ban se nya de akosi be tu one step free ha. Nti me pese me hu wa maka kiro. Da fe le chim ni ko sha o club bi. The club nso na me ante so ko tetem wo.
Then your auntie really did well. Because in the club so now I think they change.
On to me auntie so see. On to see one day uncle feel yeah. I see into the piano catch yourself. I see me nyama won't say you. Be a one day me to be $1 say be and net be a would say me once my nyama won't say that because we have a bank me ya on chesa when you biological child major or something yam say
maybe obia maybe so rest
me no betting time sound is and which was san ti e no bon pie mama no kwasolo more prayer group no committed this it's not the prayer request call ni adesa anti kakra sa na yes it me so but this time kana me nkasa wo fie
want to
na me nkasa
I don't know say you the credo na lock you
oh
view. Good. I think for we your first session. I think you call second session. And Mr. George, we're a very busy man. We are. It's yambra friends all this one where were they?
Okay, my friends
I'm also girls in Libya. The girls so now. Obia say emu ye
as a time na afi me ho ba chem na de na afi me nya hwe no afi me ho dwedwe e ma 17 na afi later on kra no na me nya ma sem bio after some time no okay not to forget about this story you see in life always remember that the life does not hang on any human being. God first, trust God, and then God is so merciful. No matter what, our sins or mistakes, if we realize and we go to God and ask God for mercy, God will not reject us. Now, let me say this particular thing. I nearly forgot. When I was shining shoe, I have this fiancé. Apart from all those French ones, I have this.
I don't know friend side check. No, now our main. By me, no more me for how more having so.
Meanwhile, I sent him a message. I sent him a message about 2 weeks ago.
That's what Liberia.
I know US.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. No, I'm a main fiancé.
I'm a Liberian. Oh, okay.
Once you call, once you call at the same time.
Only the open.
Until
it's if we are with the woman when you were young, but young fancy. Who's
the main person? I'm know until Papa American tea.
Yeah.
After some time, Papa Befano call you. The Papa Befano call you. So after I'm father communicating the idea. And I'm father say, okay. Well, baby, it's not the wallet. No one will fee. I'll send me a letter. From my man. Later, Miss Akusha Gani woman be until the sense of my casino. Monsieur the Provincial, because my men on any New American embassy. But me and I was very respectful. The mammy sometime non in Ukraine at only baby or Liberia until I'm conversation with the other mammy show as I'm the okay. So Link came in a ban of Ghana, ban of Pentecost, very strong Pentecost member, very strong. Yeah, but friend will be some question when you're some to say and then
so Masa open. Sana. Make I say yeah well SHS no na nkofo be free. universities at I'm tech near the normal bar, no more as be preaching or campus near there. Now, I'm preaching and I share because it's almost a girls. As almost said, who's a member, no, a more family could see baby, a member of Muti, or Munja, or Machindi, or Benjamin Wolfew, now boy say that. Because all say here plans. It tells a man who okay, 2 minutes on refugee craft. It is on better see or only the same line ever. Also, Liberia, no,
I'm a Hindi, none of my new one them coming in the casa. Okay, let them be now from them in the casa.
Yeah,
no, some so say, and I'm sure we crown papa presiding it out. No, say no, person me busa say, wouldn't young coupon to tell you to say. I'm say, let them catch a madam from a couple of man and Fanas and son, few young girls on or one of our business.
Now, for the visual, I know you
yes, I say you're communicating, you're into me catch and send come Liberia. The young tina, the later, you know, so there be, no, why no, then practically 1 year. The later, nothing, the kind of boy.